how's it going, my friend?
Peter.
Good to see you. Been a while. How you been? All right.
Keep playing.
Okay, all right.
It's a little chilly. Okay, art heads, painting fans, cultural commandos. It's James Kalm, your half-assed reporter, and we are back on the Lower East Side. And we're going to start today's tour with a visit to the Uffner Gallery. And we're going to take a stroll through a show by Arcmanoro Niles. My heart is like paper, let the old ways die. Okay, we'll take a sweep over the gallery installation here. Okay, I think this is the title piece of the show. My heart is like paper. It's 2018 oil acrylic and glitter on canvas, 75 by 50 inches. Well, I'm not familiar with Arcmanoro's work, but I came in and was taking a look at it and said, yeah, this is interesting work, and it's also timely. I think last week we covered a show by a gentleman named Delano Dunn, who is from LA, and well, he was working with a lot of glitter, disco tape, shiny reflective dispersions, various mixes of resin and transparent foils, and but he always had a certain figurative elements in there, characters. A lot of them were based on the riots in LA in 1992, I think. So I think Arcmanoro's work kind of relates to that, and yeah, the use of the glitter, the kind of shiny surfaces, I think also relates. Also, it says that this is a mixture of oil and acrylic, so I'm kind of looking at this and thinking that Arcmanoro probably uses the oil to model his figures, because it's a little slipperier, and then some of these backgrounds, because they have this fluorescent aspect to them, I think might probably be acrylic. And so the way that he's kind of massing out his hair and kind of concentrating on filling those spaces with these shiny, glittery, lacquery surfaces, I think says something. I think this is a nice piece. The Nights I Don't Remember, the Nights I Can't Forget. 2018, oil and acrylic and glitter on canvas, 72 by 70. Born and raised in Washington, D.C., Niles continues to draw inspiration from his upbringing, and his portraits are based on family members, friends, or the artist himself. So I wonder if that's him there. While his last body of work found his subjects depicted outside of their homes, here Niles turns to interiors, considering our emotional attachments to places. He positions each character in a safe space where they feel most comfortable and introspective. And I was going to say that, this is a very nice, touching character study. So I think Arcmanoro is pretty good at kind of selecting poses that have a great dramatic aspect to them. There are a couple of things I'm wondering about. Yeah, it's kind of includes these graffiti-like drawings in there, kind of primitive things that have got some part to do with the narrative. I also thought, although this is extremely high-keyed color, that he handles this very well. Where no one cares if you hide and cry. I Don't Feel for Sleep Anymore. This is 2019. 64 by 85 inches. So that's 5.5 by 7 feet. I think this is the only one here in the main gallery that doesn't have a figure. It's just an interior. Also looking at some of his surfaces and thinking that he gets this kind of stippled orange peel feel or nubbiness from using rollers on some of these parts of these. Yeah, and even though there's no people, no figures in here, there's a certain narrative that's kind of implied. Okay, so he's got a couple of little things. Also, he's got these little kind of chubby little doll-like things kind of floating around in some of these. I Have No Enemies. 2018, oil and acrylic and glitter on canvas, 25 by 22 inches. I think this is a really good example of getting a chance to see his technique in the various ways he's playing his materials and mediums off of each other. Very sensitive, again, character study of the baby. And you've got the kind of magenta glitter and yeah, kind of a silver pearlescent wall. Well, hey, we've snagged Arcmanoro Niles.
Hello.
Congratulations on the show.
Thank you.
My heart is like paper, let the old ways die.
Yeah, it's the title of the show.
How long have you been working on the work in here?
It's been about 2 years.
And it says that this is your second show here at the gallery?
It's my second show. Last year, I just had a show upstairs with fewer, maybe a little smaller paintings.
And now they brought you onto the main stage.
Yes, exactly.
Good for you. Good for you. And you still, it says that you were born in D.C. Do you still live in D.C.? Or you
No, I live in Brooklyn.
in Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Well, in Bushwick? Don't tell me.
Oh, in Sunset Park.
Sunset Park. Okay, that's closer to me. Let's take a look at a couple of the paintings.
Yeah.
One of the things I wanted to talk about that I find interesting is your use of the glitters and kind of the unusual mediums. I guess I would even call it kind of like decorative surfaces and things. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the paintings begin in like an orange ground, and then so from there I kind of do each step in layers and leaving a part of the painting showing. So like the orange here is the first step, and then usually it's these red lines. Then I go again with the purple, and like all that's done in acrylic. And then when I get to the stage of the hair, I paint that on with, I mix some glitter and a matte medium together, and I paint it on. Then after that, I cover the whole painting in gloss medium to sort of separate the texture that I get in the walls. So when I go to the skin, I want it to be like very smooth, and I do that in oil paint.
That's what I was thinking, that the skin was be in the oil paint because you can model that a little nicer. One of the other things I was wondering about is you seem to have like chosen the hair as a particular area where you use your glitter and stuff like that. Is there a reason for that? Are you just doing it because of decorative?
Sort of thinking about, before I used to leave the hair blank and it would be like a bright orange.
Right.
And like kind of like outlining the face. And I started thinking about halos, and I really love color. And so I was like thinking like something that's really colorful and bright and shiny that kind of resembled a halo. So I started playing around with glitter.
Okay, well, it's very effective. I was looking at some of the textures, and this is, do you use rollers to get kind of a nubby?
I put the ground on with the roller. And just to sort of like use, I have different textures, have smooth, and then have later on, like very textured surface, yeah.
Okay. Where did you study?
I studied Pennsylvania Academy for undergrad.
Okay.
New York Academy for grad school.
Okay, so you've had the whole academic.
I went to art high school, so I basically have a PhD.
Good for you. Okay, well, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Arcmanoro Niles, congratulations on the show.
Thank you, thanks for stopping by.
Okay, I'm going to go up and look at the rest of the show upstairs.
All right, appreciate it.
Thank you.
See you.
Okay, now we're in the upstairs gallery. That was nice. Okay. Maybe we should have brought him up here and had him interviewing him in front of a nude portrait of himself. I think this is him. This is Homesick for a Home I Never Had, 2018. Oil acrylic and glitter on canvas, 52 by 72. Well, I was talking about how eye-catching the use of the glitter was, and also Arcmanoro's palette. There's also kind of an interesting contrast between some of these areas that have the glitter or the pearlescence as opposed to just flat, straight ahead acrylic painting. And this is kind of an interesting example of that, where you've got the bed and the stripes are kind of a metallic silver. You've got the glass with a couple of shades of glitter. Okay, this could have been the title of my childhood as well. Bad Kid, It Wasn't Love. Like my daddy's the devil. Okay, so yeah, I like the kind of the cool turn of the palette on this one. And yeah, he's got some other interesting painting things going on there. We've got the kid with his, I guess it's a birthday cake, 4 candles. This is 45 by 40 inches. Lunch isn't free. 44 by 64 inches. Okay, this one doesn't have any glitter, but we do have the kind of metallic paint in there. Also, I was commenting on how proficient he was at capturing the character of his subjects, and I was even looking at these dogs. He seems to capture their personalities as well. Longing for Change, 55 by 66. I assume this is another self-portrait. And yeah, so we've got our patterned rugs. You know, I've been saying for a couple of years now that I think there's a certain kind of influence of the decorative that has come back in fashion. There was a whole pattern decorative movement started in, I believe it was 1977 or 78. John Perrault curated a show out at PS1, pattern and decorative. And then that was kind of tied into a lot of feminism and, I guess, third world cultural awareness. And then it kind of went out of style. But I've been noticing that a lot of people have been kind of looking at various things like carpets, tapestry, Persian miniatures, and using them as sources for a lot of the work, or at least the background. Okay, we'll end up looking at this piece. Go Home to Nothing, hoping for more. Oil acrylic and glitter on canvas, 56 by 80. Gosh, I think one of the things I'd like to see these under various lighting conditions, because I'm sure that the kind of the reflective quality of the various glitters and dispersions and metallic surfaces would probably change a lot under different lighting conditions. James Kalm reporting on Arcmanoro Niles. My heart is like paper. Let the old ways die. Here at Rachel Uffner, 170 Suffolk Street. We're gonna roll on. Well, stick with me, folks. We're gonna go across the street and check out another show at Pierogie. This is an exhibition by Sharon Horvath. Well, I came in for the opening and was surprised, amused, fatutzt. What Sharon has done here is come in and brought a lot of her stuff from the studio in. And, well, she's even made these reconstruction of her racks. I came by and was taking a look at the exhibition last Sunday, and Sharon was in here. Actually, she was rearranging this vitrine, this viewing table, and I was thinking that I would have a little chat with you then, but the award-winning Roberta Smith was in looking at the show and talking to Sharon, so I thought I would let the ladies chat among themselves. Roberta was very interested. Well, there's a lot of stuff in this show, so I'm not going to get a chance to give you the titles and dimensions of all of it. One of the interesting things for me was when I was talking to Sharon, she was pointing out that a lot of this work is the residue of a type of acrylic polymer that has been left in the bottoms of some of her painting plates, dishes, and see the little textural things that have been built up. She peels that off and then repurposes that. I also explained, and I like these kind of narrow drawings, paintings. She was saying that I think she spent some time at some kind of an artist in residency program in India, and collected a bunch of old ledgers and is using that paper. Okay, a lot of these things are the kind of the inside casts of, well, various kinds of plastic containers that she uses to mix up her paint in. It's titled Light the Light, 2019. Pigment polymer on Walsley paper. Well, Sharon has been a presence on the scene for, gosh, at least 20 years that I know of. And I think I've seen at least a couple of her shows at the Uffner Gallery over the years. And she has a great reputation as one of the kind of organic, abstract painters here in New York. But I wasn't aware that she had such a eccentric tendency towards collecting and utilizing a lot of weird stuff. Okay, I think this is more of the paper that she brought back from India. Oh, and here you see these kinds of embossed patterns. She's pulled out of the bottom of her little plates and then repurposed. Actually, I think yeah, she's got a suite of 2 or 3 of these, well, I'll call them ledger book paintings that are very nice. This is titled Blue Drop. Pigment polymer paper on canvas, 26.5 by 10 inches. Okay, this is what we have to go by, so I can't give you all the... She's got 25 pieces in this grouping. That's nice. Titled T0. Okay. So I guess you could get in there and have some kind of a psychological evaluation by picking out the various images that she's collected and see how that fits into her, creating her psyche. This is titled Dune Life, 2019, pigment, polymer, mixed media on paper, 66.5 by 108. Okay, so we've got our records in there, golden records. Zing-a-ling-ling-a-zing. Okay. And I was I was intrigued with this selection. Okay, Sharon was saying that she has some of these drawings are from her childhood. Also that her parents were ceramicists. Okay, we were told, this is your family, then prepare to weep. You'll never see them again. It was about the people, not the sculpture. Sally May, 2019. Sharon also said that some of these were influenced by her mother's dreams. And I asked her if she'd ever done any ceramics. She said that she made the wise decision to stay away from ceramics because her parents were so involved with it. But I told her that I kind of had a feeling that she still somehow embodied certain kinds of surface and glazing qualities from the ceramics and kind of applied that to the paintings. It's a nice little suite. It's titled Agata 2018, pigment polymer paper on canvas, 26 by 10. Bubble Up Equine 2019. This is just Bubble Up. There's a nice dry quality about her mix. She said that she doesn't really buy the paints, that she makes them. She uses some Guerrera medium and then I guess adds dry pigment to that. This is untitled. Okay.
How are you?
Oh,
See you.
jeez. David Cohen, the well-known art critic. It's titled Frontier Creature. Kind of thinking William Bezoides, one of the kind of the forefathers of what turned into abstract expressionism. Falapia 2019. This is 30 by 22. Small 2018.
Also this critical thing where you pay like $25 a month or something like that.
Oh, this is a very nice work on paper. Untitled 2019. Pigment and polymer on Walsley paper. And we'll wrap up looking at a couple of the straight ahead paintings. This is the biggest piece in the show. Out there, or in here, 2019, pigment and polymer on canvas. It's 81 by 96. You can have this for 32 grand. Actually, I've been looking at Sharon's work for many years and sort of kind of analyzing, thinking about her imagery and the forms that she uses and kind of repeats as part of her, I guess you would call it a style. And I'm always intrigued that there's a kind of a, as I was saying, kind of a biomorphic reference, but also it kind of makes me think of Inuit painting or sculpture, maybe the Indians from the Northeast that were making the totem poles and things. Kind of these swooping interlocking curves. It's titled Human Arrangement, 2017. Pigment and polymer on canvas is 24 by 36. This is a very nice little easel-sized painting, but I think this kind of captures most of her unique features. So we've got the embossed figures, elements. We've got her swooping forms, dry surface. We'll wrap up looking at this one, Untitled. Polymer pigment and paper on canvas, 62 by 74. Yeah, her use of petimenti is also very effective. You can see that there's a lot of underlayers on here. I've also said that there are a lot of people that paint with acrylic that it kind of sets my teeth on edge because the kind of pieces look plasticky, but some people like Sharon are actually able to get a nice, pleasing handmade quality from their use of acrylics. I guess that's why she mixes up her own secret concoctions. James Kalm reporting on Sharon Horvath here at Pierogie. You can like this. Share, recommend it to your friends. You can subscribe. And you can leave your thoughts, ideas, comments, criticisms, and reviews below. But please help us with this, people. Just say, thank you, Kate. Thanks, Peter Lewy. What was the name of that piece?
It's the Polonaise Brilliant by
Polonaise Brilliant.
Chopin.
That was Chopin.
Yeah,
Okay.
It has an amazing piano part.